Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the GC Sports YouTube Network. As always, I'm GTR Mike 89, and I'll be the host on this fine Monday evening. And you guys know what Monday means. It means the Group C sliders here in GC Sports. This is race number 5 of 8 in this short mini-season, so it's coming down to crunch time for some of these drivers. But they get thrown a curveball tonight, as they not only have to go left, but also for the only time this season, they'll get to turn right as well. That's right, we get to find out who the ringers are as we go road course racing at Watkins Glen International. For such a special occasion, I had to go out and get a very special guest for the booth. My partner tonight is an accomplished league racer himself and has quite the knack for the road courses, especially the Glen. So, making his maiden GC Sports appearance, I've got my good friend, the Raging Cajun Sharp 24. What's up, my guy?
Mike, always glad to be back in the booth, and of course for Watkins Glen, couldn't be happier to be helping out with the commentary tonight.
Yeah, glad to see you here in GC, and I couldn't ask for anybody better in the booth here for Watkins Glen. You're one of the best around here, so tell us a little bit about what Watkins Glen brings to these drivers tonight and how they're going to come out on top for the dub.
Man, many fond memories of this track. First road course win was at this track, NRL Season 2, racing against you, and many other some of the best preset racers on the game. It's all about hitting breaking points at this track, carrying as much speed throughout some of the technical portions of the track, the bus stop and carousel included in that equation. Those are two of the most important turns and sections of the track. Turn 1 is going to be key, though, because if you're able to get through turn 1, avoid the curves, and get a good run off, it'll line you up to get up through the S's and through that high-speed section of the track as you approach the bus stop and carousel. 7 turns on this track, so you have to be on your marks throughout every single lap. And 22 laps only, so these guys don't have a lot of time, to make up any sort of mistakes that they make, so they have to be on their A game throughout this race.
All right, it looks like we can go ahead and join. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go blue screen here for just a minute, accept these invites, and hop in before they hit turn 1. As always, there's a 25% race tonight, so it's 22 laps around this track. And turn 1 is going to be the crucial point here tonight as these guys all go funneling down in there for the first time. Will there be carnage, or will they keep it clean? We're going to find out very soon. Coming into tonight, Hamilton sits second place in points, but he starts on the pole here this evening in the number 18 Toyota Camry. And he established himself as one of the favorites here already as we load in tonight's race, brought to you by Fanatec Club Sport Series shifter. So thank you, Fanatec, for popping it up on my screen.
As they approach turn 1 here, Fireslayer got a great jump here, but Hamilton battling back on the outside as they head up through the S's. Is either one of these guys going to give? No. Fireslayer staying right on this door. A little bit of contact. Hamilton clips the grass just a little bit, doing a great job keeping off of each other as they go side by side here down this long front stretch. Fire edging ahead.
Yeah, super clean there up through the S's. Side by side going through there is incredibly hard to do, but they do make some contact here in the bus stop. But they still keep it clean. Still side by side between the 41 and the 18. Memory looking to make it 3 wide there. Thought better of it.
Great job by Fireslayer to use that bottom lane as he edges ahead. Fire has put a lot of work into his road course racing here, and this is one of the tracks he has circled every time he comes here in any respective league here as he takes the lead here early on here. He knows how important it is to get track position early on to try to pull away from the field.
Yeah, the first 4 wins this season done at Just Caney's got 2. Spanker's got 1 and Memory's got 1. Fireslayer looking for his first here in GC Sports, and he's off to a good start tonight as he was able to clear Hamilton on lap number 1 and has taken the lead here solely on lap number 2. Had some contact in the back between the 77 and the 17 that allows Just Ken to move up into the top 5.
Yeah, we got the 20 car here, Spanker 24, who's making his presence felt here early on lap 2, trying to track down Hamilton to see if he can take the runner-up spot and maybe be able to challenge Fireslayer for the lead here as they go through this bus stop. Very clean by this top 3 here. And that is so important for this section of the track, is to be able to get through that bus stop to set yourself up for a good carousel. These top three are right now demonstrating they can do the best of the field as they are pulled away from 4th place.
Yeah, we're back here riding with 5th place, and I want to give a shout out to this guy. Welcome back, Robbie Racing. You've been away for a while. You've had your troubles, but you are back here racing on PlayStation and in GC Sports. We are glad to have you back. We are thrilled to have you here, and I know you love your road course racing, so welcome back, Mr. Robbie.
Looking great so far. 5th place right now for Robbie. He's just behind your points leader and current win leader, Just Ken, who's in 4th spot. Was a little bit wide here in turn 1, but that's all right. He keeps the car straight. That's important. Not overdriving turn 1, and that's going to set yourself up for a good uphill S. We almost were side by side. Looked like Memory and I believe, still trying to get my numbers down here, Tackleberry were almost side by side as they thought better of it here early on in this race.
Yeah, getting a good launch.
Memory, very aggressive.
Getting a good launch out of turn number 2 and up through the S's is going to be key tonight to carry that speed down the back straightaway and try to make a move on your opponent into the bus stop. But, let's go up to the front here and go on board with Fire Slayer Sharp. If you want to give us a lap around Watkins Glen here on board with them, it'd be much appreciated. Tell us about this track.
Absolutely here. So Fire Slayer is coming to the start line here. As we mentioned, turn 1, very technical here. It's a heavy braking zone downhill. You got to hit your marks here, get on the brakes. You can see Fire Slayer just clips the grass a little bit, but good job attacking that exit of turn 1 as he comes up to the S's here. You can see how he's hugging that curb at the bottom to try to set himself up. Now to hit the left-hand side of the curbs and hugging now the right side as he comes down the front stretch. It's important to hug those curves without getting loose and tapping the grass. That's how you're going to keep most of your speed up. As you can see, he keeps it in between the curves and the bus stop now. Good exit out of the bus stop as he comes into the carousel. A little bit lower, hugging the curves very well here. And carrying some speed. A lot of drivers will tend to slide up a little bit in that carousel and they'll get a good exit, carry a little bit extra speed here, but Fire Slayer utilizing that bottom lane very, very well. As he comes out of turn 6, another good exit here. And now to turn 7. A great lap by Fire Slayer here. Nice and smooth throughout the entirety of the course here. And that's what you got to do here to make a good lap here, as he looks like he put a little bit of a distance between himself and Hamilton, yes. Yeah.
That's one lap around Watkins Glen International here, on board with Fire Slayer there for that lap. Note tonight, 22 laps in this race. These drivers start out with 17 laps of fuel. So there is no mandatory pit stop tonight. However, I don't foresee any of these drivers being able to save 5 laps, so I anticipate these guys having one stop tonight. I would be shocked if somebody can save 5 laps.
Not just 5 laps of fuel, but also the tire wear, because you don't realize it, but compared to other tracks where you might wear out the right front or the right rear tire, here on the road courses, historically, you wear out that left front tire out the most. And NASCAR Heat 5 does not have the option of changing just left sides. If you had that option, that would be a great strategy play for some of these drivers to conserve and take maybe half a can, say, or a can of gas and lefts. But you're not able to do that. So unfortunately, if you are going to pit, more than likely, you're going to take 4 tires and however much fuel you need to get to the end.
Yeah, that's an important little tidbit there, and I'm glad you brought that up. No left side tire changes, so these guys would have to take 4 tires if they need tires tonight. I'm kind of scrolling back through the field here. I'm on Tackleberry right now, being followed closely by the 34 Higgy. Oh, Tackleberry's going to get loose. Commentator Curse takes out Higgy. Got loose out of corner number 1, spun out, and collected the 34. Big mistake there from the 77. The 34 is really going to pay for it there. These guys try to get up through the S's. Looks like the 49 and T. White's going to be able to capitalize.
As he goes to the right-hand side, yep.
That's
coming 12. To the bus stop. This is not, nope.
That's the 12.
He's giving the spot.
Clay right behind.
Yep. Gives up the spot here. This is not typically a spot you see a lot of drivers try to make side-by-side passes going into the entry of that bus stop. Very difficult to make that work. It can be done, but right now, early on, I don't believe these guys are going to be pressing it that much. Still trying to get their bearings. They know they don't have a lot of laps, but early on, they don't want to be making any sort of mistakes here. Oh, the 77.
Yeah, you saw the
77, a Tackleberry got in there pretty aggressively. A little bit of a bump and run here. Is able to take that spot and move on. As now you got the 24 of Long Live the Sauce. And he will move by T. White. Move him up another spot.
Just going to mention the 24 along with the sauce. You got the one of Old Guy kind of hanging behind this pack as I'm still scrolling through. Brett the Jet in the 42. Old Guy in the show tonight in the number 1. I mentioned broadcaster player Brian SP as we had one car miss the corner there in the corner number 1. Brian's going to get by in the number 73. Butters, the road course ringer himself. Looks like he got himself a course penalty right there. So he's thrilled to be here tonight at Watkins, Glen. I know how much he loves road courses.
Yes, indeed. Now, I'm not sure if this is just early strategy or if we have 2 cars that are already blown engines, the Dew and the 9 car, and also the 14 Brinkerhoff 17, both sit on pit road here. So they unfortunately may have blown an engine early here. Shame to see that happen.
Saw Den Kate. Here's Trav in the 51. Kind of had a bad entry to the bus stop there. Lost a couple of spots. Low Power Cowboy in the 32. Making some ground. Hellraiser and the 66 of The Dirty Dog. We've got Brinkerhoff. He's sitting on pit lane and through the Dew. Early outs for those guys tonight. Back up at the front, Fireslayer continues to extend his lead over Hamilton. What do you think Hamilton has to do here to be able to run him down? Do you think he's just kind of waiting for some pit stops or strategy here, Sharp, or what's he got to do here?
Well, with no cautions here, and these guys are pushing, so they're going to be pitting. They're going to be taking 4 tires and however much gas. I'm not sure if Hamilton maybe has a long run set up as far as the presets go, but right now Fireslayer just looking very good here, very smooth, not overdriving it, just hitting his marks right now. Hamilton maybe pressing, knowing that that gap is shrinking between himself and Fireslayer. As something happened with Fireslayer. Wow, what happened? Good save by Fireslayer. I'm looking at it now. It looked like maybe he hit the curb a little bit funny coming out of 6, but I thought I was lagging for a second. But no, Fireslayer
he
nearly
just gave up that
sputtered around.
advantage. Now he's got the work to do.
Yeah, not exactly how we were going. You got to minimize those mistakes here. Now Fireslayer's got to put his head down. He's got to go to work here, and he knows he's got a good car, and he knows that he was pulling away from Hamilton, so he knows that he can get it done. But at the same time, you've got to limit those mistakes. And now Hamilton's got the lead. For the time being, no pressure. So now he knows he's just got to hit his marks, knowing maybe Fire was trying to press a little bit to build that gap. So it'll be interesting to see if...
Right now for Fireslayer, it's going to be key for him to just take a deep breath, calm down. You made a mistake. That's fine. Mistakes happen here at Watkins Glen, but he's got to be able to charge forward, just stay focused on the goal, and that's to pick up his first dub here tonight. The 18 getting by, that's just, that gives him a target to run down.
Absolutely. You can mirror your line off of what the 18 is doing, and if the 18 maybe is overdriving or making a mistake, you see exactly what he's doing and tell yourself, hey, let's not do that. Let's keep it simple here. Let's just hit the marks and see if we can't run him back down, because starting second and immediately took the lead there right at the beginning of the race and was pulling away. So he's got the speed, just got to minimize the mistakes.
Yep, here we go up through the S's one more time for the Go Bowling at the Glen race tonight, a 25%er here at Watkins Glen. 22 laps. We're already just about halfway through this thing. So I'm sure we've had some pit stop strategy already, but when will these leaders make their stop? They're pushing hard enough to where they're not going to be able to make it to the end.
No.
Stops, so.
Without a doubt, yeah, we'll have to pit here. You see Spinker here in third place here. He's hoping that maybe these top two start racing each other if Fireslayer can catch up to Hamilton, maybe get side by side, make a mistake, and he can catch up. You got Just Ken, who's in fourth place, maybe about 3 seconds back of that third spot, and then Memory is trying to run down Just Ken as well. So the top five here, despite being spread out as it is, as we saw Fireslayer, one mistake. Memory's coming down pit road. Ooh, early stop here. And one thing that we know about the road courses here, usually the older tires they get, the faster your car is.
That stop here this evening. So trying to change up the strategy here, find some sort of advantage for that 17, maybe gain a spot or two.
Not a bad call though, because he'll have the speed in the long run if he has the car set up right. I tell you what, Farslayer is starting to close back in a little bit on Hamilton here. This is going to be interesting. They got some lap traffic ahead here. Yep. How will they negotiate their way through this traffic here? And if Farslayer can maybe take advantage of Hamilton maybe getting caught up a little bit. I tell you what, he got into turn 6 very good right there.
Right down next to the wall there in turn 7 for the 18 car, but that 41 is starting to pressure him now as they stay out yet another lap. They do have this lap traffic that they're approaching very quickly. Will that play a factor tonight as they got Denkate right in front of them? They have 11 laps to go, so
he lets Hamilton go here. Now what's he going to do with Farslayer? Farslayer getting held up just a little bit.
He does hold up Farslayer through the S's. Going to be able to make a move down into the bus stop here.
Very aggressive by Farslayer. Good job to be able to get by that lap car. He caught him in a bad spot coming up through the S's there, but as you mentioned, he stayed calm and he didn't try. He forced the issue getting into the bus stop, but he did it in a manner to where he wasn't going to jeopardize himself and that 88 car.
So they still have one more car here right in front of them. It looks like Butters in the 21. Maybe a good opportunity for one of them to sneak down the pit lane so they don't have to deal with this traffic, but they don't. They're going to keep on going. Farslayer still trying to reel that 18 car back in after his mistake a few laps ago.
He got into turn 1 very well there as well. Hamilton did the same, but he's still stuck behind Butters. Butters fighting for his life right now. Oh, he owns up to 18.
That really cost Hamilton.
This might be Farslayer's opportunity right here. What does he do here? Does he tuck in?
Butters drives it in deep. He's not giving these leaders any sort of room. Farslayer with the over-under.
Wow, what a great job by both of them to be able to navigate through that bus stop and get around Butters right there. That could have been bad. Butters out of the carousel, but safely out of the way now.
Butters gets around there out of turn number 5, the carousel.
Spankers in third did hit pit road here, so he made his stop.
The official Budman, glad to have you.
Here comes Farslayer. Farslayer to pit road.
Yep, Farslayer is coming to pit lane. He's going to try to do the undercut here on the 18 car. But glad to have Budman tuning in. You said you haven't watched the streaming forever, so we're glad to have you here tonight. Second place, the 41 car, Farslayer on pit lane, trying to do the undercut on the 18 car.
Made sure that he didn't speed getting on the pit road, and now he's going to go through his service here. We're going to go back. I'll keep an eye on Hamilton here as he comes through this bus stop now. This is going to be interesting if he decides to pit this lap or the next. How much time is Far able to make up here by pitting a little bit earlier than Hamilton? He knows he's going to have the tires and the fuel to make it to the end here. It's all going to be about who's hitting their marks now.
I'm going to turn it over to Hamilton, and he's coming up to the end of the lap. Let's see if he tries to cover off the 41 or if he stays out some more. He stays out.
Interesting.
That might be one of those cases, Sharp, where those older tires, you say they're faster, so he might be trying to use those to his advantage here.
Oh, no doubt, yeah. I mean, if you can make the gap right now, then you can bear with the fresher tires for the end of the run.
But the 41 has come out in a lot of traffic.
Yeah, this might be a problem for Farslayer here. I wouldn't call it unfortunate, but he's going to have to be very smart with how he navigates his traffic. Compared to when they were still on the track right next to each other, Farslayer had about this sort of distance between himself and Hamilton, so the 34 gets out of the way.
We had about 20 cars.
Oh, no, Farslayer! Whoa!
Oh, he almost threw it away right there.
He almost threw it away right there. Oh, my gosh. He almost put it down pit road.
I was just saying we have about 20 drivers on track tonight. Yet another good field here in GC Sports for the C Group Slider Series. Race number 5 of 8 in this 8-week mini season here at Watkins Glen, the only road course on the schedule.
Hamilton's
and
coming
Fire
down
Slayer
this
does
time.
make a mistake. Fire Slayer's wrecking in the S's. That's game over for the 41.
And he still hasn't gotten it righted.
Oh,
Now
he
he
got
does.
it righted now.
Oh my gosh.
Pushed too hard, and that's what happened there for the 41 car. Sharp, is this a track that you can really push hard on, or is this one of those tracks where it's just better to be more conservative and slower is faster?
Well, we've seen the 18 be maybe slightly more passive than Fire Slayer, and he's been able to keep the car on the track, hit his marks. But depending on how many laps you put down at this track, you can be aggressive and really be able to hit some fine laps here. But that, unfortunately for Fire Slayer, was just a case of pushing a little bit too hard, trying to make that time up, get around the lap traffic to not be held up. And unfortunately, he spun right out of the S's coming onto that front stretch here. So he's going to need a mistake from the 18 and or some sort of assistance to be able to catch back up, because Spinker has moved up to second from what I could see, and he's well ahead of this 41 right now.
Yeah, so Hamilton with the clean pit stop. Race is firmly in his control right now.
Oh, he got tapped by the 12. Good job to hold on to it. The 12, the 12 is not giving him the bottom right now. But 18 will move ahead, and I say out of danger, but you still have the drivers behind you that potentially, if someone misses a braking point here, which you never wish that on anyone, he gets through turn 6 cleanly.
I'm trying to figure out who the leader is right now. I can't really tell on Denkate's stream. I think it's just Ken.
So just Ken, the leader for the time being.
Ken is one of those guys where he will run it all the way out and pit late. He's done it before. He's notorious for it. And I think he right now is your leader. It looks to be that way on Denkate's.
Oh, a little bit of a slip there in that carousel. If he is the leader, he was very close to hitting that inside wall off the curb, but kept it straight. He's using every inch of that racetrack right now. Let's see, barrels off into turn 6 here. And coming through 7.
Gonna try to get a lap.
And here he comes.
Yep, here he comes.
Double zero to pit road. Very slow entry. Oh, wow. Yeah, that was very conservative, but that may hurt him a little bit, depending on how close he was to the front runners.
Yeah, pretty conservative there from Ken.
At 18 coming out of turn 6 right now into turn 7 will easily take the lead here if no one else has yet to pit. 18 just hitting his marks, doing what he's done all race long, doing what he has to do. As he goes off into turn 1 here.
Around here a little bit more, see if we can find some close battles on track. I'll get a lap count next time by, because Denkate's on pit lane as well, so he's making his stop for tonight. Everybody pretty spread out here at the Glen. We've kind of gone through here, don't really see anybody nose to tail. So I'll go back to our presumed leader here, the 18 of Hamilton. Got Brian SP in the 73 in front of him. And that will be to put the 73 a lap down. So Hamilton has resumed, retaken the lead here at Watkins Glen.
And looking back at him, I mean, Spanker in the 20, just coming into turn 7 right now. Hamilton crossing the finish line. I tell you what, Fire Slayer is putting some laps down. I know he made a mistake here, and he may not catch Hamilton unless the 18 slips, but he is putting down some quality laps right now. He's actually starting to catch that 20 car a little bit here. Probably a little bit upset at himself for the mistake that happened. He most certainly is, without a doubt, but he got that mistake behind him, and And the only thing that will help his cause is if a mistake happens. So I think he's put his head down, just realized, hey, let's just go run the best laps possible here and see what happens. I mean, we still have, what, about how many laps to go here?
They will be coming to, let's see, they're coming to 3 to go here when Hamilton
Three.
the line.
3 to go here. So Hamilton has just been so smooth all night long, has not made a mistake here, done exactly what he needs to do all night long. No pressure behind him, no one directly in front of him here. He's got clean racetrack. All he has to do is hit his marks here for 3 more laps.
Yeah, I don't want to commentate or curse this guy, but he's been close this season. He's been up front in every race, top 5s in every race, a couple of runner-ups, and just hasn't been able to close the deal. Right now, he's got a big gap back to second place, so can he close this deal out? He's just got to drive safe, he's got to keep it on track, and he's en route to his first win this season in GC Sports here in race number 5.
Yeah, as long as he keeps hitting his marks, he's well on his way here. We'll see if Spinker can hold on a second here. Fire Slayer still doing everything he can to potentially have a shot at him. I think it's going to be a little too late for second, but he's going to give it his best shot here with 2.5 laps to go.
Yeah, looking pretty good for these Gibbs cars right now, running 1 and 2. Love to see the Toyota Camrys up front, you know, being a Toyota guy myself.
Yeah, and then I mean we look at it in real life. Kyle Busch, a pretty accomplished road course racer himself here. Hamilton,
yeah,
probably taking cue off of that. I mean, coming to 2 to go here, as we mentioned all night long, just been doing what he needs to do to be able to get it done here. Been mistake free for the most part. No commentary curse intended. But as he comes through turn 1, cleanly through once again as he approaches the SS4, the penultimate time.
Absolutely up through the gears here. Going to head down the back straightaway. Going to have about a lap and a half left when he gets to the bus stop. So still sitting pretty as I'm kind of scrolling through here. 17 and the 51 are pretty close. It's Trav and Memory. Memory a winner earlier this season. I believe he won at I'd have to go back and look at the schedule here.
Don't ask me. Unfortunately, I would not know the answer to that one.
I'd have to go back and look at the schedule. I think it might have been Atlanta.
But here comes Hamilton, the 18, looking at the white flag here.
Yeah, here comes the 18. White flag in the air. One more time around here at Watkins Glen tonight. The Lightning is he's creating some thunder here tonight at Watkins Glen with that Interstate Batteries car.
Cleanly up through the S's for the final time tonight here as he comes down this long stretch right before the bus stop. These are the 2 corners here that he wants to get through cleanly. And he's pretty much on his way home. Does a great job through the bus stop.
Very clean.
Avoids the curves, making sure he doesn't get loose on entry. Nice and smooth through that carousel. Hugging the curb as he's done all night long. Clean exit. And now just 2 corners left.
Bringing it home here at Watkins Glen. We got Hamilton X44. That checkered flag, he can just about see it from here. For his first win this season, rounding turn number 7. Checkered flag is in the air. Here comes Hamilton 44. Gonna get the dub tonight at Watkins Glen International.
Great job by Hamilton. Spanker will hold on for second. Fire Slayer with a great effort will come home in third. But he will be sorely disappointed here. Fire had the car to potentially contend with Hamilton there, and he'll most likely be beating himself up for that mistake that he made. But Hamilton, what a great run by the 18 car tonight.
For sure. I'm going to go blue screen here, try to get these guys in the party chat added. Let me go ahead and find them. There's Hamilton. Let me find, see if I can find Spanker as well. Spanker. don't know what Spanker's numbers are. I'll get him added here in just a minute. 24, okay. So Spanker 24.
As we have our race winner,
Yeah, I'm blue screen right now.
Just giving you a heads up. Hamilton.
Yeah, I know he's in here.
Has made his presence known.
All right, there's Spanker, and we'll get Fire Slayer as well. Fire Slayer. Fire Slayer changes his numbers around here. There we go. As we are joined by our winner here tonight, Hamilton. Man, you have been so close so many times this season. It took you until race number 5 to get it done, but you got it done at one of the most challenging tracks here, Watkins Glen International, the only road course on the schedule. Tell us about your race and tell us how it unfolded for you and bringing it home for victory to here tonight.
Well, I thought I was going to be second again, but something happened to the 41. I'm not sure what, but he kind of missed the last turn or something, and then maybe got a speeding penalty after that in pit road because he was, I couldn't even see him when we came out. But yeah, I guess I needed a road course to get a win.
Yeah, you've had really good cars on all the ovals this year, and like I said, just for one reason or another, weren't able to finish the deal. But here you are, the only road course on the schedule. You get your first win of the season. This should, I believe, launch into the points lead. It does, as you were tied with just Ken coming into tonight. So what does this do for your confidence, knowing you can be able to close it out here and with 3 races left, be able to be the favorite for the mini-season title?
Yeah, it definitely helps getting the win. That's a big monkey off the back there. So hopefully going forward we could keep the momentum going and this consistency.
For sure. I've got a road course specialist in the booth with me tonight. I've got my good buddy Sharp. Sharp, you got anything for our race winner here tonight?
Well, Hamilton, congratulations on getting your first win of the season here at Watkins Glen road course. And as we saw all night long, you were talking about consistency, and that was the name of the game for you tonight. You were the most consistent driver on the track. How does it feel to be able to come out on top with a large field and to be able to stay mistake-free throughout that race and be able to get it done?
Yeah, that was the key, is just not making mistakes. Sometimes when you hit the rumble strips or something, it'll shoot your car, off to the side or into the wall, but I was able to not have that happen to me.
Yeah, and we noticed how, you were the pole sitter. Fire Slayer immediately took the lead away from you and started poling a little bit. He made one little mistake out of turn 6 that didn't completely mess his race up, but then you took the lead. And then, unfortunately, he had another incident coming up the S's after his pit stop, which ultimately pretty much sealed the deal. So when you initially got back by him, what was going through your mind to be able to maintain that gap on him?
I seen him there, and I was just, focused on hitting my marks, but he was definitely, his presence was felt. I could see him in the mirror.
Yeah, well, he was coming, and you didn't let that get to you. You kept the car on track, you kept it straight, and brought it home for your first win of the season. So congratulations. Anybody you want to give a shout-out to before we let you head on out of here?
Just, everyone in the field did a really good job, as far as I know, of being clean and not running into each other.
Yep.
But I didn't see many people, so maybe that's not true, but I don't know.
Yeah, well, you had some fans in the chat tonight. Bud, man, he's real happy about you picking up the win. So congratulations. And one more thing, you'll have to get with Taddy for this, but you are invited to run in the B Sliders group tomorrow night based off of your win here this evening. So congratulations, and we'll catch you next time, my friend.
All right. What up, Mike?
All right, we'll head over to our runner-up here tonight, Spanker. He was our winner last week at Pocono, and got it home here tonight in second place. So really good stretch of finishes here for you, Spanker. How'd your race unfold for you, and how you feeling after finishing second here tonight?
My race unfolded probably better than I hoped because like the 41 and the 18 were completely gone from me. So I was just chilling back there in third place, just hoping, not to wreck myself. Try not to overcorrect or something stupid. And then a gift was given to me, unfortunately, for the 41 because he wrecked twice. And I was able to come out second, so I'm actually pretty happy with that. Because road course racing isn't my favorite thing ever.
Yeah, it's definitely an acquired taste on these road courses, but you proved to be quite the veteran here tonight. Stayed out of trouble, bringing it home in second place. I know you entered the night. You were below the cutoff line due to missing the first couple of races, but 51 points below to be exact. However, another good finish here. That's going to propel you closer to that cutoff line to get to the B group. Is that your goal here to finish out this season?
Oh yeah, that's definitely my main goal is just get good finishes and be able to get up in that top 15 so I can move on to B group.
For sure. Well, that's another step towards accomplishing that goal here tonight with your runner-up finish at Watkins Glen. So congratulations. Sharp, you got anything for our runner-up tonight, Spanker?
Well, Spanker, a great run for you there. Ran third for most of the race, and then unfortunately Fire Slayer had his mistake, but you took full advantage of that. Looking back at last week, you won that race. And tonight, coming home with a second-place finish, continuing to make ground up on that top 15 here. So chipping away at it, getting closer. So 3 races left in the season. What's the game plan for the rest of the season?
I mean, basically just try to win every race that I enter, or at least get a top 5. I don't know if that'll be enough points, but basically just finish as high as I can or get a win is basically the plan so I can make that top 15.
Absolutely. A great goal to have in mind. Go out there, try to run the best you can and get the most amount of points that you can. And you definitely did that not only at Pocono last week, but then coming home with a runner-up tonight there. So definitely heading in the right direction. Great run for you tonight, buddy.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, anybody you want to give a shout-out to before we let you go prepare for Charlotte next week?
Yeah, I'll give a shout-out to the RJ Smitty group. That's it.
All right. Well, congratulations, man. We'll see you next week at Charlotte.
All right. Thank you.
All right. On to our third and final podium finisher here tonight, Fire Slayer. Fire Slayer, man. You had an absolute rocket ship here tonight. Just one too many mistakes there. Was it just based on car setup, or what was going through your mind there as you were trying to run the 18 back down the first time? Just pushing a little too hard there and it went around on you?
When I lost the lead, or because
Yes.
I was I'm sitting there every turn I take. I'm just worried about keeping at least two tires on the asphalt, and I knew at that corner I kind of set the car a little too early, and I was going to be going into the grass, going into the wall. So I corrected it, and I stopped and let him go by because I don't want to impede his progress.
Yeah.
So then I just figured I just try to ride behind him. Come pit stops, pit a lap before him, have the fresher tires, and be able to get up through there. And going through the S's, car decided to have a mind of its own in the S and wanted to come around on me.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I've done it a few times myself.
I'm holding back words of what I like to say, but I mean.
Well,
for some reason, this game, this league, other leagues, Sharp knows these wins in these cars are like eluding me. Yeah. I don't know. I'm scratching my head.
Yeah, I know you're disappointed tonight to bring it home third place with such a fast car, but still a really solid run for you. You're kind of in the same boat as Spanker, being below the cutoff line entering tonight. You still get a really good amount of points here. So is your goal kind of the same as Spanker's, just to get to that cutoff line, make B group for next season, or you just want to go for wins all out?
Well, I mean, I'd be lying if I say I didn't want to win. But right now with the situation, this was probably going to be my best opportunity to win because I do enjoy running road courses. But I mean, right now I'm just going to be points racing and just try to keep it in the top 5 in every track from here on out.
Well, what's your outlook next week for Charlotte? Got anything good for that place?
I got to get in touch with my crew chief here that's in the booth.
All right. Well, speaking of your crew chief, I guess I'll toss it over to him. Sharp, what you got? You got anything for your driver?
Well, my driver did a fantastic job tonight. The 2 miscues aside there, he had a very solid car so far. I know it's tough to swallow right now, but looking back on it, I mean, you had the car, absolutely had the car. I know it's tough to think about it right now, but with such a good run tonight and the points that you made up, I mean, you can take it as a positive that it's a step in the right direction considering, you had missed 2 races trying to get to that cut line. So 3 races left. What's the mentality going forward?
Yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna try to keep the car in the top 5 from here on out.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have a good chance. Hopefully, I can run a whole race and keep the talent and win one of these things.
Well, early on, I mean, you absolutely were headed in that direction. I mean, I know that the track can be broken in some sections. Turn 6 has taken me out multiple times. The uphill S's, obviously, it's tough sometimes depending on the angle that you're coming in there. And you did have lap traffic at that time, too. So I know in your mind you were trying to navigate through all that traffic to where you had a shot at Hamilton there.
That's the thing. It's like coming off the corner, I had a little miscue behind at 34. And then going up through the Hesses, he was in the same chat as I was. He's like, I'm going to let you go as soon as we go on the straightaway here. I'm like, okay. And no sooner I say okay, the car looped it.
Well, anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you head on out here, Fire Slayer, and get your car set up for Charlotte next week?
Just my main Sharp here. I mean, he's been helping me out here a lot, especially with the road courses. So. Can't thank him enough.
Congratulations on your 3rd place run here tonight, and we'll see you next week at the 1.5 mile high bank to Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Yes, sir.
All right, Sharp. Well, I appreciate you joining the booth here tonight for a special guest appearance. Any final takeaways that you have for your first GC Sports event?
Well, first, privileged to be here. Thankful to GC Sports for giving me an opportunity to commentate. It had been a long time since I've been in the booth here, so felt good to be back in the commentary role. And a lot of great racing between, the top 2, top 3 guys. And, the road courses are always tough depending on, the field that you have here. And, for the most part, these guys handled it very well, and it was a lot of fun to take in the action tonight there. And who knows, if I have the opportunity again, I'd love to be in the booth once more.
Definitely. I was glad to be able to get you down locked in for this race tonight. I know your expertise here really paid off, so I appreciate it. Final results here for tonight. We had 22 drivers, 1st through 10th. Hamilton, Spanker, Fire Slayer, Justkin, Memory, Robbie Racing in his return round comes home 6th. Tackleberry, Higgy, Long Live the Sauce, and Mo Power Cowboy here in your top 10. 11th through 20th, T. White, Broadcaster Clay, Old Guy, Brett the Jet, Travesty, Brian, Butters, Dirty Dog, Denkate, and Hellraiser in 20th. And rounding out your field is going to be Do the Do and Brinkerhoff. So that's all 22 drivers here tonight. Their finishing order. And great race we saw here at Watkins Glen. Tune in next week, Monday evening, if you want to see some more C Group Slider Series. They will go to Charlotte Motor Speedway, back on the ovals next week. But we've still got quite a few races remaining this week, as it's our road course week here in GC Sports. Tomorrow night, going to be the B Group Sliders, Watkins Glen, who's going to be able to pull out the dub at their only road course of the season. Tune in and find out. It's going to be a stacked field. And then Wednesday and Thursday are the 2 custom series, C Group and B Group. So lots of action here in GC Sports this week. Make sure you guys keep showing your support and tuning in. So for Sharp 24, my name's GTR Mike 89. We appreciate it, and we'll catch you guys next time. Have a good night.
Thanks for coming out, guys. We'll call you.